welcome to another episode of the Cryptoverse DAO news breakdown, the crypto news. We are, as usual, going to take a look at the spread of just what's been happening in the world of crypto, the world of DeFi, the world of blockchain. We'll try to, give you guys some insight into what's been happening. We'll take a look at why what's been happening has been happening. Yeah. Let's get right into it. Before we do, do remember to like and subscribe to this channel. If you don't like what we're doing, drop a comment. Let us know what we can improve for next time, and we'll take your feedback on board. See what we can do to kind of improve it. Because at the end of the day, we want to bring value to you guys. We're all about education here. We want to make sure that you're empowered with all of the context you need to be making the best decisions with your time, your effort, your money within the field of blockchain and crypto. Remember to join the Twitter. All of the links are down below in the description, so just, go ham, have fun with it. With that said, let's take a look at the first article. NFT.NYC, an event in New York expecting diverse and eclectic audiences to drive utility narratives of NFTs. There's actually a project, really interesting project that's going to be at NFT.NYC talking about utility. I mean, we might touch on them in a little bit. Basically creating a new asset class through blockchain technology. It's freaking wild, bro. It's like we're seeing electric stable coins. We're seeing access to space for the common man. We're seeing just so much happening, applications within the military. The US Air Force right now is cleaning up its act in terms of overspending through the use of the Simba. Like, literally, they're using a blockchain. They're using blockchain technology to fix the issue of overspending, which is beautiful. It's a fantastic thing. But with NFT.NYC specifically, again, we love to see it. What does this talk about? This is literally letting us know that there are massive events in the real world happening right now, all about the utility narrative of NFTs, which is a nice kind of shift in the conversation too, because it's not just all about like what NFT project, what shitcoin, what next friggin' pump is going to make you a bag. It's about the utility of blockchain technology for the world, because this is a piece of technology, a blueprint, a technological blueprint for literally almost infinite scalability of anything that we're doing, almost infinite kind of efficiency increase. That's something that we're looking at with blockchains as well. Transparency, anonymity, that's something. True financial freedom, borderlessness, right? It's just a whole bunch of really great stuff. So it's nice to see, again, the utility narrative specifically of non-fungible tokens being explored. One of the largest NFT events preparing to open its doors for the fourth time, for the fourth year, celebrating the diversity of NFTs across 16 sectors: art, film, sports, ticketing, you name it, they got it. Held from the 20th of June to the 23rd in New York City. The blockbuster event will serve as a global melting pot of everybody who's anybody in the NFT world, showcasing 1,500 speakers across panels, talks, fireside chats, hundreds of pop-up events. Attendance figures are expected to soar from last year's 5,600 to over 15,000 people this time around. Really great stuff. Really great stuff. Now, the co-founder, Quinn Button. Wait, what? Jody Rich. Okay, so Jody Rich is the co-founder of NFT.NYC. Quinn Button is the vice president of growth. And the Web3 entrepreneur Michael Littman. They all spoke to Cointelegraph. And let's take a look at what the breakdown was. They talked about their expectations. They talked about the current market conditions and what effect that's going to have on the state of NFTs right now and the conversations around the future of NFTs. With conscious emphasis on prioritizing the desires of the community over brands or corporations. Beautiful. Love to see it. The NFT.NYC team selected 221 emerging international artists from an application pool of 5,000 to display their work on a Times Square billboard and throughout the New York Marriott. Fantastic. Following the event, these artists will have the opportunity to mint their work at a price of their choosing and retain 75% of all revenue generated from the primary and subsequent sales. Specific details are yay to be announced. Fantastic. In collaboration with 221 community artists, we are very excited to launch the NFTNYC 2022 Diversity of NFTs Art Collection. Look at this. Absolutely cool. Well, it's not freaking loading, man. What's going on with my internet? Weird. All right, we'll get back to that. Oh, that's it. I clicked the website link, not the Twitter link. That's what happened. Great gang. Thank you. What are people saying about this? I Spy with my little me. Fun times. How's the weather up there? Free NFTs. Gold diggers. Twilight and Gotham. What's this got to do with anything? Bruh. This guy. Oh, Gary V's in Frankfurt. All right, cool. Brilliant. Our thing is about giving the community a voice. That's what we wanted to do since the beginning. We're not an event that goes hunting for celebrities. We want the community to feel that this is a place where they can be on stage and talk to the rest of the community. Love to see it. Fantastic. Speaking on the ubiquitous community of NFT fanatics scheduled to converge, Rich proudly shared that it is a very diverse and eclectic audience, as he said before. That's Jody Rich, the co-founder of the event. This resolute intent to empower youth and passion with the platform is perhaps most aptly witnessed by the introduction of Unconference, which is an impromptu, non-scheduled stage welcoming all guests for a 10-minute slot to share their ideas. Man, I wish I was in New York right now. That would be pretty sick. Ether, arguably the most integral asset within the NFT space, but it's precariously sustaining a $1,200 price level at the time of writing, having already, that was 5 hours ago, having already fallen 35% over the week. I mean, yeah, we're in crypto winter, slight bear market, but that's all good. This decline has had cascading consequences, on the price floors and purchasing sentiment of leading NFT collections. Most notably, profile picture projects, plunging the space into its inaugural bear market. That's the key word, inaugural. I mean, this happens every single year. We've seen this happen last year before, I'm sure. Like, I wasn't a part of DeFi, like, for the early stages of it, but I've been told things looked a lot worse, sentiment was a lot worse, and then bang, everyone just became rich right after the period passed. Speaking on the potential impact that this misfortune could have on the overall narrative, Rich was keen to express that art is the primary utility of NFTs, and that his excitement remains for the connections and friendships that will be formed at the event. Especially, for instance, those during serendipitous moments in casual conversations in line and between speakers on the same stage. Basically, just get a bunch of people in a room that care about NFTs, that care about this technology, artists, right? People from, what was like the list that they had here? Film, sports, ticketing, art, 16 sectors. Get them talking, get them networking, get them in the same room, on the same stage, sharing ideas, sharing their passion for this amazing space that they've inhabited and that they're making moves within, right? I think one interesting utility of NFTs will be how they will disrupt the music industry, whether that's royalty rights, merchandise, or generating new revenue streams to really connect musicians with their fans. That's something as well. Button, he was the the vice president, wasn't he, of growth, VP of growth, talked about the music industry. You see a lot of this already. What's fake? Is it rack.eth? I think rac.eth. Yeah, he's like a musician that's doing some cool stuff with the NFT space, and with music being released, singles being released as NFTs and stuff like that. Really cool guy as well to follow on Twitter, so do check him out. Rapid acceleration of the especially in relation to the support of Ukraine's humanitarian relief effort and cultural diversity agendas. We've seen NFTs being used all across the board, and I love the fact that utility is a focus here, because genuinely that is what's going to push mass adoption. So yeah, boom, that is the breakdown on NFTNYC. Do check it out. What's the next article? Employee quits after red flags at first crypto job, stays in blockchain for the tech. Roland Roland came to believe that cryptocurrencies are the future of money, despite an unpleasant experience at his first job in the industry. Great, we should all be more like Roland. Crypto startups have a significant role to play in the development of the entire blockchain industry. Let's see what actually happened. So he was hired by a crypto startup. He's from Chad, Central Africa. The luckiest guy. Okay, so he thought he had it lucky as he accepted his first job offer in the crypto world. More of a nightmare than a dream job, apparently. Let's see what actually happened. He refused to name the company, but apparently they launched products that did not work. They required employees to work a lot of overtime. Managers played favorites on who got rewarded for their efforts. He explains that the products of the company are like not really working as the company is not putting too much effort in it. But still, we were trying to work on it and try to like bring it to success, but it's not working. He also added that while the products don't function properly, employees of the firm were required to do overtime working on the projects he claims were already dead. To make things worse, he further alleged that managers were cherry-picking people to reward, while others worked more. I love like to be in the crypto, bro. It's like listening to Shaggy, man. I love like to be in the crypto industry and everything, but I had to quit because it became really a bit too much for me. It wasn't healthy. Despite the negative experience, Roland became a blockchain and crypto believer after learning about other projects in the industry. I chose to stay in the crypto industry because I believe in the technology, and also I believe in the projects like Bitcoin and Ethereum. Roland believes that crypto truly is the future of money. I mean, it is 100%. And even though the markets are currently down, he still firmly believes that. He explained that this newfound belief made him want to not miss out on anything within the industry. He says, even though everything happened, I didn't let that stop me from exploring more of the industry and then discovering more about the blockchain. He encouraged anyone who is interested in joining the blockchain industry. He encouraged people. Anyone interested in joining the blockchain industry, fucking go for it. It's the future. He believes that there is like really an opportunity for like anyone who wants to like join the space, basically. So that's great. Lovely story, man. Had a shitty first experience. It's not indicative of the entire industry as a whole. That's what the Dying Nobody stuff taught us. You know, we had a conversation started about scams and rug pulls, slow rugs, intended rugs, shitcoins, and you know, it's not indicative of the technology itself. At the end of the day, you get the best output out of something when you use it the way it was designed to be used, the way it was meant to be used. If you read the Bitcoin white paper, bro, it can only do good for the world. It can only do good for the world. Now let's take a look at the market wrap. Bottom has not been reached for crypto, but capitulation is needed. The rally in Bitcoin and other major cryptocurrencies after the Fed meeting on Wednesday has proved short-lived. BTC's price fell back to a low of 20,755 on Thursday. It got close to 23,000 after the U.S. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell reassured investors Wednesday the central bank is committed to its current monetary hawkishness. Spoke at a press conference after the Fed raised interest rates by 75 basis points. Similarly, Sol and Doge, both of which had the highest gains by rising as much as 16% during the rally, fell back to the levels they held prior to Powell's comments. The same scenario occurred after the Fed's previous meeting in May. At that time, both stocks and crypto rallied during Powell's post-meeting press conference when he explained the rate hike. The reality check came in the next day. Bitcoin came close to hitting 20,000 in the past 24 hours, a threshold that could potentially trigger large liquidations, but this likely isn't the bottom yet, said Haohan Zhu, the Epiphany CEO. That's an interesting name actually. Given the lack of bullish sentiment and worsening liquidity. With the rate hike, we see decreasing yield in the crypto space across all assets. Borrowing has been very important for anyone participating in the crypto market. Traders trying to profit from contango, or market makers trying to arbitrage across exchanges. What's contango? Commodities. In contango, a commodity's future price exceeds its futures price exceeds its spot price. Cool. With the fading contango and the narrowing spread in the crypto market recently, institutions see less incentive in running these strategies and thus have less need to borrow. All of the above, combined with the general market condition, will force high-yield providers to cut rates to a much lower level. Billionaire investor and Shark Tank host Kevin O'Leary, great. He told CoinDesk TV's First Mover Thursday the crypto market hasn't hit bottom yet, but capitulation is needed and is a good thing before crypto can see another longer-term rally. What is capitulation? The dramatic surge of selling pressure in a declining market, which basically marks a mass surrender by investors. If you'd like we do technical analyses pretty much daily. One of our technical guys, Simon, he's back from vacation soon, so we should be able to get those Bitcoin, the lowdown on Bitcoin, and then take a look at where it's going, what's going to happen, and just, talk about it, get more informed about it. What's the next thing? We got BlockFi liquidated 3 Arrows Capital. Here's the report. CEO Zach Prince tweeted that the crypto lender exercised our best business judgment. Down it goes. Liquidates 3AC. BlockFi liquidates 3AC. So crypto lender BlockFi confirmed on Thursday that it recently liquidated a large client amid reports that troubled crypto hedge fund TAC 3 Arrows Capital failed to meet margin calls. Best business judgment, apparently. Failed to meet its obligations or on an over-collateralized margin loan. We fully accelerated the loan and fully liquidated or hedged all of the associated collateral. Prince's tweet followed a Financial Times report that 3 Arrows, a massive crypto venture capital and trading fund, was liquidated by BlockFi and other top-tier crypto lending firms after it failed to top up on its loan collateral. So that's what happened with BlockFi and 3 Arrows Capital. First mover Asia. Let's talk about this. When crypto rebuilds after this cold winter, firms like 3 Arrows Capital won't have a place. Bitcoin sinks towards 20,000. When was this? This was yesterday. Oh, this is today. Okay, cool. The crypto hedge fund, which has been one of the industry's most prolific investors in new protocols and is also a large borrower, is facing $400 million in liquidations on its positions. Ether also drops by 13%. So here's what's happening. Prices, cryptos sink again. After the eventual crypto thaw, firms like 3 Arrows Capital will not find a place. The Technician stake, in place of Technician stake, First Mover Asia is republishing an essay for CoinDesk by Tusk Venture Partners co-founder Bradley Tusk. Let's take a look at this. So much for the rebound, they say. Cryptos, which had risen Wednesday after the Fed Reserve Chair Jerome Powell struck a determined inflationary tone, returned their gains Thursday amid fresh investor worries about rising prices, global tumult, and a looming recession. Bitcoin was recently trading just above 20,300, down more than 10% over the previous 24 hours, and again raising questions about whether it might soon break support at 20,000. Yup. Ether, second largest crypto by market cap after Bitcoin, testing the $1,050 waters where it last waited over a year ago. Other alts assumed various shades of red. I mean, look at this. And down here, XRP is up a little bit. That's something. Yep. Investors and traders should be prepared that Wednesday's rebound could choke out rather quickly. Makes sense. Makes sense. He said investors needed to be ready because cryptocurrencies and risky assets and financial markets are unlikely to reliably bounce back before there are signals the economy has stopped slowing. Cryptocurrency prices, which have correlated with stocks in recent months, once again tracked major equity indexes. Dow Jones Industrial Average, despite its bevy of blue chip stocks, plummeted down below 30,000 for the first time in 18 months after closing down 2.4% for the day. The S&P 500, which entered bear market territory earlier in the week, was off 3.3%, while the tech-heavy Nasdaq plunged a whopping 4.1%. Gold, a traditionally risk-off asset, rose 1.2%. For the cryptocurrency industry, another forgettable day. Celsius watchers continued monitoring the latest fallout from the lending platform's decision to halt withdrawals. CoinDesk reported that Texas, Alabama, and other states are investigating Celsius' decision in light of investor needs. So Rotunda told Reuters, "I am very concerned that clients, including many retail investors, may need to immediately access their assets, yet are unable to withdraw from their accounts. The inability to access their investment may result in significant financial consequences." Meanwhile, BlockFi confirmed that it recently, we looked at that again, 3 Arrows Capital. That's already been covered. Again, Kevin O'Leary, Celsius strategy is proving wrong. It looks like when it came time for a liquidity event, they weren't able to provide liquidity. The concept of gating, shutting down, is completely against the concept of DeFi. If I had had an account there, I'd be pretty pissed off, cowboy. All right, makes sense. O'Leary sees Bitcoin continuing to drop, perhaps 20%. Yet he struck an optimistic note about crypto's future, noting among other developments, WonderFi Technologies becoming the first crypto exchange to list on a major institutional stock exchange in Canada, the Toronto Stock Exchange, and similar initiatives in other countries. He was also encouraged by the introduction of 3 bipartisan crypto bills in recent months in the US and called crypto's recent problems and price drop, quote unquote, the beginning of a bottoming out process, right? It's a birthing thing, he says. It's the beginning of a nascent industry. The bad ideas need to be weeded out. You need to strip the band-aid off the wound. This is all good. This is all good. Beautiful. He's bullish. Insights? Well, in market downturns, cash will always be king. True for firms battling liquidation in 2008. Same with the crypto, the crypto winter, I would say. Singapore-based Three Arrows Capital, center of everyone's attention. Historically, like we've said before, prolific investor, large borrower, but it's been kind of like cut by, literally been cut by BlockFi. The question is, how much cash does Three Arrows Capital have, and what's the value of its assets under management? Both hard questions to answer. Best clue comes from its registration with the Monetary Authority of Singapore. MAS says it's registered to manage assets under 250 million Singapore dollars, which is 179 million USD. A December 2020 filing with the Securities and Exchanges Commission showed that Three Arrows' position in the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust was split between its Singapore and British Virgin Islands entity. Again, doesn't demonstrate how much cash that it actually has, right? Using leveraged Bitcoin has always been an option to buy in to GBTC, and for the longest time it was possible to premium harvest GBTC and source it into and churn it into a source of yield. When crypto rebuilds after this deep correction, there will certainly be less tolerance for these black boxes. The entire industry is based on transparency. It's the defining attribute of the blockchain. Future hedge funds will have no problem putting everything on chain for the world to see, making surprise liquidations a thing of the past. In theory. Technician's take. You know what? I'm just gonna put this article in the because it's just a lot of technical information. It's not really like a spread of news for what's happening in the world of mass adoption. Finblox, let's talk about that. It imposes a $1.5 thousand monthly withdrawal limit amid Three Arrows Capital uncertainty. So the biggest thing really has been this Three Arrows Capital kind of meltdown across the week, it seems. Crypto staking and yield generation platform Finblox has imposed a $1,500 monthly withdrawal limit and paused rewards in light of uncertainty surrounding crypto hedge fund 3AC, which made a $3.6 million investment in the Hong Kong-based platform last December. According to this Twitter statement, Finblox has made the changes as it evaluates the impact of 3AC's reported issues. Let's take a look at the tweet. To our valued users, we've been closely monitoring market conditions and numerous media reports regarding prominent institutional borrower 3AC, who is also an investor in Finblox. So this is what they've decided to do. Cooperating with over 8 partners, including 3AC, to generate yields. Currently available information. Decided to take the following actions, pursuing all blah blah blah. Pause reward distributions on the Finblox platform for all users. Change withdrawal limits, 500 USD equivalent per day, up to a maximum of 1,500 USD equivalent per month for all levels of users. Daily referral program and deposit rewards. Delay referral program and deposit rewards. So they're not stopping it completely, but they're delaying it. Disable creation of crypto addresses for newly registered users. Yikes, okay. This set of actions is necessary in such a highly volatile market. We believe it should help us and our community manage the effect. Okay, cool. Finblox will do everything in its power to protect our users' funds. I mean, at the end, yeah, well, I mean, it is what it is, isn't it? Reported on Wednesday, 3AC is facing possible insolvency. Cooperating with over 8 partners and protocols. Yeah, Finblox stated it will do everything in its power to protect users' funds and reinstate our services in full. Really interesting stuff. A little bit, bearish sort of news, but we're in a bear market right now. We're in crypto winter. But hold out. This is the time for, if you're holding, hold. This is the time to diamond hand. If you're not, then build something. This is the time that, billionaires and millionaires are made during bear markets, literally. Go out there and create a project. Educate yourself on the blockchain. Learn Solidity. Learn how to trade. Learn what, learn different trading strategies for different things. You don't have to trade Bitcoin if you feel like it's risky. Trade a Forex pair. Like, do your thing. Just use this time. Use this lull. To kind of build yourself up into what you're going to be at the top of the graph. Because realistically, I mean, We talked about mass adoption last time as well. We are with Bitcoin and blockchain. The mass adoption rates are so much higher. They are vastly outstripping the initial like infancy adoption rates of past disruptive technologies like the car, like the motor vehicle, the internet, right? The landline, radio, tablets, smartphones, these kinds of technologies, they were not adopted as quickly as blockchain is being adopted into people's daily lives. It wasn't integrated as quickly during the initial infancy period, and we really are still in the infancy. We are still in the dawn of Bitcoin and of blockchain. Now is the time to develop yourself and fortify yourself, fortify your position. Now's the time to build the boat, baby. This is when you build the boat, and then you ride the wave of the flood, and you're sitting pretty at the top. You're fine when the inevitable sort of, what's the word, crypto summer, I suppose, if we're in crypto winter, when the crypto summer comes along, things will be looking very good. And yeah, that's the spread of the news for the week. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Medium, join the Discord. All of the links are down below. This has been the Cryptoverse DAO. Thank you for attending the news. Yeah, I'm going to cut this off. Thank you for being a part of it. Ciao, ciao.